Denise Boyd here, and today's Payday Your Way Friday episode is titled Living Life in Creative Mode. Happy Payday Your Way Friday again. So, today is all about making sure that you, my friend, are living your life in creative mode and not survival mode. So, Monday, I asked you three different things. So I think two questions and I gave you a statement. So the first thing I'll ask you is pretty much, why are you doing what you're doing? So what are you doing? Why are you doing it? Like, are you doing it just to make money? Are you doing it because you feel like that's what you need to survive? And then I asked you, what could you do differently? Like, what could you do that will be different from what you're already doing, which is probably what the norm is, right? And the last thing that I encourage you to do was to do something different, even if you had to do it afraid. And I remember telling you all that when I started this journey, I, did not really want to do this. I was like, oh, this isn't me. It's so uncomfortable. But that's where the abundance comes from, you all. When you begin to use your creativity, even if you think you're creative or not, we are all created to be creative. Look at the world around us. It was intricately designed, and we are pretty much the highest form of creation on earth, you all. So we were given the gift to create things, and everything around us has been created by someone. So it's like, how could we not think that we have that in us? Does that mean that someone's better than us? No. We are all given the same thing, but it's all about if we tap into them. Now, granted, some people feel like that other people were born into a better family or a better situation, but don't use those excuses. It's time to get rid of them. Yes, I'm being real, but stay with me because I want you to understand that you have everything you need. Like, even if you have not had the perfect life, that's what can make this even better for you. Think about all of the famous people, especially those who came from or who has like a rags to riches story. Those are the stories where it seemed like they came out more on top than a lot of other people. So don't feel like because you may be so low that it's too far for you to come out of. If you keep thinking like that, you're going to stay there. And I don't want you to stay there. You, my friend, don't want to stay there either because there's so much on the other side. I promise you. I promise you. There's so much on the other side if you just go for it. Go. Okay, so everyone has creativity within them somewhere. It's up to you, though, to figure out what it is. But how do you do that? So there's several ways. So for me, when I was younger, I always had like dreams or ideas of owning my own business. Like literally, you all, I always wanted to go to work for myself. But because I was so used to the norm in my life, it wasn't, at that moment, it wasn't what I thought that, that would work out for me. And people are like, there's no stability in working for yourself. You never know when whatever's gonna happen. But you guys, just like a job, someone can fire you from a job at any time. Like in life, nothing, my friend, nothing is really stable. The only thing that can be stable is you making the right decisions and using your creative thinking to make it through certain things. So just like I told you all, Monday, my daughter, a big Minecraft fan, she was talking about how she does not want to play in survival mode. She rather plays in creative mode. And of course, that's where my light bulb idea came from. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm going to use for Motivational Mondays as well as Payday Your Way Friday. So Monday was all about living in survival mode and breaking free from that. And today is all about finding ways to make money, tapping into your creativity by living in creative mode, because creative mode is where your abundance is, and it is waiting for you. So here's the deal. Even if you don't think you are creative, what I want you to do is ask people around you what you're good at Or you could just see what they always ask you for. Think about what people always ask you for, what people always need you to do. And no, being creative doesn't mean, oh, she can paint, she can sing, he can draw, whatever. That's not creativity. Like creating content is creativity. Creating meals, food, that's creativity. Almost everything that you do or that we do it involves some kind of creative notion, or you have to create. Everything we do is creating. So everyone, I promise you, everyone is creative. Dressing yourself, you have to get creative to put things together, right? Your hair, like everything, y'all. So don't tell me that you are not creative, because I promise you, you are. You just have to figure out where your creative niche is, okay? So once you figure out who you were created to be, or what your creative niche is, then you're able to figure out who it is that you can help, because that, my friend, is where your abundance will start coming in. So here's the deal. Like I said before, I was afraid to jump out of survival mode, which is already scary, right? So I decided to jump out of survival mode and I jumped into creative mode, and I did it afraid, like super afraid, because first off, I have 4 daughters and a husband, and just jumping away from what we had was not really in my plans, but because of my health at the time, I had to do it. I had to do it. And so here I am, and I'm glad that I came out afraid, and that's what I want you to do. So once you figure out what you're created to do, why you're able to do certain things, you don't even have to figure out why, just figure out those things that you can do. And then I want you to figure out those people that you can help, because there are a lot of people who need your help. And you may think, oh, everybody knows this. I'm here to tell you, everybody doesn't. Somebody needs what you know. Everybody was given a certain purpose in life, and everyone has a certain thing about themselves that other people need, and we have knowledge that other people need. So I want to encourage you to not be afraid. I want you to go out there and give that knowledge, but don't just give it away. What I want you to do, literally, figure out who those people are that need what you have. Now, once you figure out who those people are who need what you have, then it's time to figure out how you're going to get it to them. So here's the beautiful thing. When you give value, value always comes back to you. So I'm not telling you to go out and give this stuff for free. No. So some of it, yes, you can. But look, people invest in things that they feel are important to them. So I used to invest in purses, like lots of money in purses. And I decided, why was I doing that? That didn't help me. Those didn't last that long, or I didn't want them much longer after I had them. And I ended up giving them away. But I got to the point where I was like, well, now it's time for me to invest in me. I need to grow, because if I keep staying where I am, I'm going to keep living in survival mode. And that is not where it's at, you all. That's not where it is. That's not where you should be. So I decided to invest in myself so that I can live in creative mode. So at all times, I want to figure out how I can do better at what I was created to do. And my friends, you all can do it too. I know you can. So first, figure out what you're creative at. Figure out what it is that people are always coming to you for. Figure out those things that you're doing for other people. And then you're going to figure out who you can help with what you do. And the last thing I want you to do, honestly, I want you to make a decision today, right now, as I am talking. Go ahead and create that decision. Decide that you are going to use what you have to help others and live in creative mode. Now, I'm not going to promise that creative mode is going to be smooth selling, because the smooth C did not make a good seller, right? It's impossible. It's impossible. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. If you jump out into creative mode, you are going to realize that the things that you're trying to do are really not as hard as you thought they were. Like what I'm doing, you all, it's not as hard as I thought it was. It's not as daunting as I thought it was. It's actually really fun. I love what I do, and I can do it from where I am, even when my health is not where I want it to be, and eventually it shall get better. But in the meantime, I don't know what your situation is in life. Are you having health issues? Do you have a busy life with kids? Like whatever is going on in your life, do not let that hold you back. Because I could have very well let that hold me back, and I could have just been living off the system, but I don't want to live off the system for the rest. Like, who would want to do that? Would you want to live off the system for the rest of your life when you can have far more? And I promise you all, I'm not picking on anyone, but I want you to know that there is so much more out there for you, okay? So I'm just being real, because that's all I know how to be, if I'm honest. So when you watch me, please know that you're going to get the real me, the real Denise Boyd, all day, every day. So please go out there, use your creativity, share it with those who need it, and be very specific. When I say share it with those who need it, share it with those who are ready to receive it. Because if you share it, and I'm sure I've said this before, if you share this with someone that's not ready, it's like you're offering advice or a solution to a problem that they don't think they have. So make sure that you are planting this seed in fertile ground. Don't just leave it on a rock so the sun can come dry it up. You wasted a seed, right? So make sure that you plant that seed in fertile ground. Do that. And once you do that, be sure to keep the creative juices flowing. Decide today that you are going to take what you are good at, what people are always asking you to do for them, and that you're going to use that in creative mode to create a better life for yourself and for those around you, and be relentless. I'm telling you, be relentless at helping people, because that's where I am right now. I know that somebody out there, you might need this right now, and that's why I'm here. Like, I'm relentless, you all. So you need to be relentless, because someone needs it. Now, don't be rude, relentless. Be nice, be genuine, because that's exactly what we need in life. Like, no one likes to be fussed at. No one likes the finger to be pointed at them, right? So when you go out there, be you, be genuine, and do not feel a certain way about how you will be perceived, because you will reach the people that you were created to reach, as long as you go out there and be creative, create something. So I'm going to urge you today to get out there, get creative, and change lives. Someone, my friend, is waiting for you. So go out there and do this. Now look, if this is your first time watching, do me a favor and go ahead and subscribe, because I will post something for you all every Monday and Friday. Mondays we do Motivational Mondays, and today, every Friday, we do Payday Your Way Friday, where I show you how to make money on your own terms without worrying about an employer. Yes, you can work for other people, that's fine, but working for yourself is also something that's very important. So, my friends, I literally enjoyed you all today. I want you to get out there, get creative, find out who you can help, and decide that you're going to go help them, and go do it. You've got this. Thanks so much for watching. And as I always say, stay peaceful, positive, and productive. I'll see you next time.